Hey guys, girls, and everyone in between. We're looking at a quick code kata today. This one's 8Q, so it's pretty easy. It's calculating students' final grade, you can see on the screen here. It should be pretty quick, so we'll have a look at the selection of languages. I think we'll probably end up doing it in C#, PHP, Python, and JavaScript, which is the default here. Chapters will be in the time bar below, as well as in the comments section as well. So it's pretty simple. It's just some if statements and returns. We might look at some basic structure as well. So let's look into it. So we'll just get rid of this return statement. We don't really need it. Just having a look through here. Okay, so these are what we need to be returning. And okay, so that all looks like it's going to be pretty important. So just start off with an if statement, and exam is more than 90, or so those two pipes, just simple for or. And the number of completed projects is more than 10. We'll just return 100. Now, you might be tempted to do an else if. Doesn't really matter because of that return statement. Because once you get here, it'll never process anything below it anyway if it does actually return. So I'm just going to use ifs. So if the exam is more than 75 and number of completed projects is a minimum of 5. So to me, that says you can complete 5, still get the grade. So we will also just do projects more than equals to 5, and that returns 90. And it's basically the same again for the 75. So if the grade is exam mark is more than 50 and have completed at least 2 projects, then we'll return 75 in the marks. Now, because we're down to the last one, we don't even have to do an if statement. I can just say if you've got down to here, so if none of the other if statements are capable of returning anything, just return 0. So we'll just send that to the server, have it test. So yeah, basic tests are done. And of course, the other tests are as well. So that is the solution in JavaScript to that. Let's move on to something else. So let's try and do it in C#. It's basically the same thing. In fact, if I'd have thought about it, I could have just copied and pasted the result. It'd be pretty much the same thing if I remember rightly. You can see there's just a little bit of difference. There's a little bit of boilerplate around here, and you can see in the top here it says that it declares that exam project is going to be an integer. We'll move that anyway. So if exam is more than 90, it's the exact same symbols as well. Or projects is more than 10, can return 100. And if projects is more than 75 and projects is more than equal to 5, then return 90. And if they got more than 50 and have done at least 2 projects, then return 75. Otherwise, return 0. So let's just test that, make sure I haven't done anything wrong. Yeah, there we go, and we'll attempt the proper thing as well. Okay, so you see, copying and pasting is the downfall. Just needs to be and as well, and that should sort out that for us. PHP then now. It's again pretty much the same. You'll notice there are a couple of differences. It's quite similar to JavaScript. apart from your variables have these $signs before them. And again, really wish I'd copied and pasted it, but doesn't really need to be. So if exam is more than 90 or projects is more than 10, we'll return 100. If exam is more than 75 and projects is more than equal to 5, then we'll return 90. And I will just copy and paste that one. And okay, so I'll return 75. And again, just a standard return at the bottom to just return 0. So I won't even test that, I've done it before. It passes all the tests. So might as well do it in Python. Python is a little bit different in terms of how it looks. Once again, I'll get rid of that return there. But it's pretty much the same. You've still got your if statement. So if the exam is more than 90, difference in Python is we'll actually right and instead of put in the symbol, or we'll write or. So in this case it's or. And projects is more than 10. Other difference in Python as well, instead of writing your curly brackets, we'll just put a colon there. You see it indents a little bit further than the other languages as well. That's because all of Python's structure kind of uses that, so everything that's that indented underneath the if is directly underneath, etc. So we'll return 100. There's also no semicolons in Python. And we'll just run through these as well. Now we roughly know what we're doing. So if it was more than 75 and projects is more than equal to 5, then we return 90. If exam is more than 50 and projects is more than equal to 2, we'll return 75. Otherwise, we'll return 0. So again, not even going to bother running basic tests. We'll send it straight up. And you can see all of those have passed. I do plan on doing code katas at least once a day. It's probably going to be more likely to twice a day. If you want to see more code katas, they're going to run from the very basic like this one all the way up to slightly more complex and to the limit of my own abilities. Hit that subscribe button down below. Don't forget to click that notification bell as well to get all of the notifications whenever a new video is published.